Welcome to Whisper and Learn. In today's video, we'll dive into another engaging story to help you improve your English listening skills while enjoying a relaxing and stress-free experience. Each story is crafted to teach practical listening, vocabulary, enhance your comprehension, and provide meaningful life lessons. So grab your headphones, relax, and let's begin.
The snow-blanketed Pineville, a small town that looked like a holiday postcard, with every window framed by twinkling lights and the scent of fresh pine wafting through the air. But for the Anderson family, nestled in their tech-laden suburban home, the holiday spirit came with its usual dose of screens. Smartphones buzzed with notifications, tablets streamed holiday movies, and laptops chimed with work emails. Even the Christmas tree glowed with an app-controlled light show. This year, Emma Anderson, 13, was glued to her phone, trying to beat her personal record on an online game, while her brother Max, 10, was engrossed in a virtual reality headset, chasing digital snowmen in their living room. Their parents, Laura and Dan, were no better. Laura scrolled through social media, curating the perfect Christmas post, and Dan was on his laptop, finishing a work presentation. "Dinner's ready," Grandma May's voice cut through the digital haze. Her wrinkled hands carried a steaming pot of beef stew to the table, her expression both warm and firm. Reluctantly, the family shuffled to the dining table, eyes still on their screens. Grandma May frowned as she watched them. "You know, Christmas isn't about staring at gadgets, it's about being together." Laura smiled apologetically. "It's just how things are these days, Mom. Technology makes everything easier." "Does it?" May's tone was skeptical, but before she could say more, Emma's phone buzzed and the conversation dissolved back into silence. The next morning, a heavy storm rolled through Pineville, bringing fierce winds that rattled windows and knocked over decorations. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out. The hum of the refrigerator stopped, and the glow of screens vanished. "What happened?" Max yelped, pulling off his VR headset. Dan checked his phone, but there was no signal. "Power's out. Looks like the Wi-Fi's down too." "How long until it's back?" Emma asked, her voice edged with panic. Grandma May chuckled. "Well, I hate to tell you this, but back in my day, we didn't have Wi-Fi at all. We survived." "But how are we supposed to do anything?" Emma wailed. Laura tried to soothe them. "The power company will probably have it fixed soon. In the meantime, we'll just have to get creative." "Creative?" Max echoed, unimpressed. Hours passed, and the Andersons' frustration grew. Without their devices, they felt adrift. Max attempted to play a board game by himself, Emma sulked on the couch, and Dan paced the house, grumbling about his unfinished work. Laura, determined to make the best of it, dug out an old cookbook and started baking cookies with May. "Why don't you kids help us?" Laura called. Emma rolled her eyes. "Baking is boring." Grandma May wasn't having it. "If you think it's boring, you're doing it wrong. Come on, I'll show you how to make gingerbread people." Reluctantly, Emma and Max joined in. To their surprise, the process was more fun than they expected. They laughed as Max's gingerbread man came out with one leg too short, and Emma found she enjoyed decorating cookies with intricate frosting designs. By evening, the storm showed no signs of letting up, and the power remained out. With no other options, the family gathered in the living room by candlelight. Grandma May suggested they tell stories, like she used to do with her siblings during long winter nights. Dan started with a silly tale about a clumsy elf, and soon everyone was chiming in, building on the story with their own twists. Laughter echoed through the house, and for the first time in ages, the Andersons were fully engaged with one another. Afterward, May pulled out a dusty photo album. "Let me show you what Christmas was like when your mom was your age." The kids listened, fascinated, as May recounted tales of handmade gifts, snowball fights, and evenings spent singing carols around a piano. Emma and Max couldn't believe how much fun people seemed to have without technology. The next day, the Andersons decided to embrace their screen-free holiday. They ventured outside to build a snowman, engaged in an epic snowball fight, and even went caroling around the neighborhood with May leading the charge. Though it was cold and their noses turned red, their laughter kept them warm. Inside, they crafted homemade ornaments and wrote heartfelt letters to one another, which they placed under the tree. Emma discovered she loved drawing, sketching pictures of their snowy adventures, while Max impressed everyone with a cardboard robot he built using materials from the recycling bin. On Christmas morning, the power finally returned. The Andersons woke to the familiar hum of their gadgets, and a mix of relief and hesitation filled the air. Laura turned on the coffee maker, while Dan checked his work emails. Emma grabbed her phone, but instead of diving into a game, she opened the camera app and snapped a photo of the family gathered around the tree. Max, holding his new tablet, grinned. "I can't wait to try out this app for building robots." Grandma May chuckled. "Well, it's good to have technology back. But don't forget." She pointed to the pile of handmade ornaments on the table. "You don't need Wi-Fi for everything." Emma nodded. "Yeah, it's nice to have both. I mean, we wouldn't have done all those cool things if the Wi-Fi hadn't gone out." Dan smiled. "Maybe the real lesson is balance. We can enjoy our gadgets, but let's make time for each other too." The family agreed. They spent the rest of the morning alternating between screen time and playing board games. By the end of the day, the Andersons realized that the best kind of holiday was one that combined the magic of technology with the warmth of family. In the weeks that followed, the Andersons made a new tradition of having screen-free evenings once a week. They played board games, cooked meals together, and even hosted a neighborhood snowball tournament. The Christmas without Wi-Fi had taught them an invaluable lesson. Life isn't about choosing between technology and connection. It's about finding a balance where both can thrive.
Thank you for listening to this story on Whisper and Learn. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something valuable today. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that make learning English fun and effective. Let us know in the comments what you think of this story or what topics you'd like to hear next. See you in the next video. Happy learning!